In the previous video number 2, we learnt about the plural sense of statistics. In this video number 3, let's learn about the singular sense of statistics or the scope of statistics. Now, in the singular sense, statistics is the collection of data. It is the first step in the statistical enquiry. The technique of collection of data depends upon the objective of the study. Why we are collecting the data, for which purpose. And the next one is organization of data. After the first collection, the data is organized in a proper form, which involves editing and classification of data. The third step is presentation of data. After classification or organization of data, the data is presented in some suitable manner to be understood well. That is in the form of a text, a table, a diagram, or a graph. Then the fourth one is the analysis of data. Analysis is done with the help of simple mathematical techniques, which include measures of central tendency. You must have learnt in your previous classes about mean, median, and mode. Then measures of dispersion, correlation, regression, etc., which we are going to learn in the chapters to come. Then the last step is interpretation of data. It involves statistical thinking, skill and experience to derive meaning from analyzed data. This interpretation provides final conclusions that are drawn from the analyzed data. Now, statistical methods are no substitutes for common sense. There is a statement here. Statistical methods are no substitute for common sense. There is one very beautiful story that justifies this viewpoint. There was once a family of father, mother, son and daughter who wanted to cross the river, a river. The father, being the head of the family, knew how to calculate averages. And since he knew the average depth of the river, he tried to calculate the average height of the members in the family. And he found that the average height of the family was greater than the average depth of the river. So he concluded that they will be able to cross the river. And you know what happened? Some of them could not cross the river. The fault is not with the statistical method of calculating averages, but with a misuse of the average. So father had drawn wrong conclusions. And that is what is meant by statistical methods are no substitutes for common sense. So this tells us that statistics can be used only by experts because they can draw proper conclusions. Now let's learn what are the functions of statistics. The first function is to present facts in a definite form or simplify complex forms. What does it mean? Let's look into an example. Production of rice in India in 2017-18 was higher than that in 2009-10. And another statement that says the production of rice, in India has increased from 89.14 million tons in 2009-10 to 111.01 metric tons in 2017-18. Which which of the following statements do you think precisely presents statistics? Obviously, the second one. Because the first one gives us just a vague idea. It does not give us a clear idea of what was the production in 2017-18 and 2009 and 10. Whereas the second statement tells us that it has increased from 89.14 million tons to 111.01 metric tons. And hence we will be able to appreciate this particular statement more than the first one. The second function is that it condenses the mass data into a few numerical measures. What are the numerical measures? Mean, variance, etc. That means it provides a summary of the data. Since the data that is collected for statistics is too huge, it summarizes the data. Third, that it facilitates comparison. What are the various tools for comparison of data? Percentages, ratio, averages. When you talk about percentage of marks in one subject when compared to the other, you find it becomes very easy rather than when you talk in terms of marks. Then the fourth one is that it helps in prediction or forecasting. This reduces the uncertainties in business. Then we have the fifth one that says that it helps in formulating plans and policies and solve economic problems. Statistical methods are extremely useful in formulating and testing hypotheses and solve economic problems.